Hello and welcome. In our previous tutorial, we were able to perform some simple tests using the simple test case class, and we were able to test our home page. And this simple test case can be replicated in other pages as well. And remember the difference that you talked about the simple test case and the test case. The test case is normally incorporated where we are using the model, and which is what you're going to be using in this tutorial. So I'll just add a test case here, and then in this particular test, we are going to be testing the signing up of a user. So it means that we may have to create a kind of a fictitious user or an example of a user, and then we can use to probably check their credentials or their details. So we will create a new class and we can call it user, something like user creation or user tests or user creation tests in this case. And this one will make use of the test case class. And you have the parameters. So for the parameters in which you are using for the users, we have the username, we have the email, and we have the password. So we can try and okay, since we are testing the creation of a user. My idea is that we can use to test the sign up. So let me just start something. So whenever you open the sign up page and inside the account, we have the email and the passwords. And after you sign up, normally the username is borrowed from the prefix of the email. So let's work on that. And we will have two variables here, which are the username. And for now, I'm going to set the username as J karaoke dev. Probably I can add some 22 there. And we'll have the email, which will be equals to, it's also a string, karaoke dev 22 at email.com. And then we will have the methods that we used in our previous tutorial. And we'll have the URL parameter, and we will test the sign up page. Remember the sign up page, we can make use of if you look at the template, actually the base template, you'll see that we have the sign up URL specified as account sign up. So this is what you're going to make use of, the URL name. And you remember that we are using the Django all auth. If you are not sure, you can check on the previous tutorial. So the signups and all that has changed since when we introduced the Django all auth third-party library. So we have the self.response, which will be equals to the client, and we have the URL variable inside there. So we will test the sign up, test sign up. Actually, we can test the form itself. So we can have a user, we can call this one user1 or user1. And we can say, so in this case, we are going to make use of the get user model method, which is, you can use it from Django.contrib.auth. It's an inside the authentication of Django. Import get user model. And this get user model returns the user model for that is active inside this, and it is similar to what you are set up here, like the settings dot auth user model. We are going to replace these with a get user model, okay? And even for the rest, we are going to replace it with get user model, and get user model as well, and then have the get user model, okay? So this user model, we are not going to use it. So another way, if you do not want to use there are various ways in which you can use Django. You can modify the Django user model, and one of them is using this get user model, and the other one is using the settings.user model that we had. So I can see that we still have errors. Let's see what the error is gonna show us. And I can also notice that there's a problem. I have repeated the email. Yeah, so we have another issue here. We have the list index is out of range. This is being called in line 44. Yeah, this is because we have only created one user and I'm trying to access a second user or a second parameter which does not exist. So there's also another assert method that I will add, self.assert equal get user model dot objects dot all, and we want to ensure that we do not have any other users, so that's why I will use a dot count. Uh, and I'll ensure that we only have one user, because as you can see here, we've only created one user with this J karaoke dev. So we can test whether there is only one user or there are others. If there are other users, then we know that there's a problem somewhere and our logic is not working as it should. So let's rerun our tests. And as you can see, it is doing creating a test database. Yeah, we are still encountering an error, and this is because I'm calling these the get user model here as our function. So I'll allow the tests to complete, and then I can be able to do my final edit. I believe that is the only problem that we have in our tests. Yeah, we still have these index out of range. And let's rerun our tests. Yeah, so that testing can be, it appears like it's a lot of work, but normally it saves a lot of problems in later on when you're doing your deployment. So I can see that one test has run successfully. Yeah, so if you have very many tests, you can give it some time to probably go through those tests. Yeah, so as you can see, it has run and it has no issues. So yeah, this is how you work on a test case or a test that involves a interaction with the model, and probably you can investigate how you can use the auth user model, this auth user model inside. You can use it to perform the test cases, because I've not incorporated it here. I have had to use the get user model, but probably you can be able to look at the other workarounds. So this brings us to the end of our tutorial. If you find this video of essence, you can drop a like. You can subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to click on the bell icon for the notifications whenever I create new content. Thank you for watching.